Alright everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to Beginner Series 2023 Episode 3. It's Spicer from Credit Cop Studios, and in today's video we're going to be learning about functions and basic math. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be going over are functions. Alright, so let's open up a script again, and now in here I'm going to show you, first I'm going to tell you what a function is. A function is basically just a code block, and that's basically all it is, and you can like run different lines of code in there if you want to. So this is how you write it. You write function, function, and then this part you can name it whatever you want. So this is going to be the name of the function. So for this I'm just going to say math. I'm going to name it math. Then you want to put these two parentheses right here, and then drop down a line, and that's your function. So as you can see, it auto-made an end right here. So it's going to do that, and there's this little arrow on this side, so you can press that. It can open up the function, and yeah, it's pretty good for scoping and stuff. Basically all that scoping is basically when we say it's inside the scope of like a function or something, this is what we mean. It's like inside this. Hopefully that makes sense. That's what a scope is. So if you hear scope in scripting for Lua, just know that this is what they mean. It's like in the scope of a function. It's like this little arrow over here on this side for the function. So now basically, we wrote function, and then I just wrote math. You can name this whatever, so I can like change this if I wanted to. I can name it like, I can name it E if I wanted to, or I don't know, fire or whatever. I can name it to literally whatever I want. It doesn't matter, as long as it's, well, it doesn't matter what you can name it actually. So I'm just gonna name it math, because that's what we're gonna be using in here. And this is what a function is, so I'm going to show you how you can use a function. So what we're going to be learning as well is basic math. Now, I'm obviously not going to teach you like math, because you should know basic math already, but this is going to be basic math for Roblox Studio. So this is what I mean. So we're going to do some basic math. In this function, I'm going to write print 2 plus 2. And then if we go over here and run the game, it should print in the output. It should print, oh wait, I forgot to mention something. Okay, so when you are using functions, you want to make sure you call the function. So you want to write this, all you want to do is under the function, like usually 2 lines down, you want to write the name of the function and then parentheses again. The same thing right here. And that's how you call the function. So I'll explain more in a minute, but when we run the game now it should work. Then it prints 4, because 2 plus 2 is 4. So it printed 4, and basically calling the function, just think of it as this. You put whatever code in this function, and you tell it what you want to do in the function, and then when you're done with that, you want to call the function, and all that calling does is just how it works. I'll go into a bit more example in a minute, because we're going to be using multiple calls. We're going to call the function multiple times, so I'll show you what that means in a minute. Actually no, I'll do it right now. I'm going to just do math again. Now if I call it twice, I just wrote it twice. If I do that, it should print 4, and then you see this little 2 times 2 over here. That just means it printed it 2 times. Like whatever number this is, it says how many times it was printed. Like if this was like 10, this will be printed 10 times, but this is 2 because we printed it 2 times. And then if we go back here and call it again, let's just copy all this and then paste it again. If we call it some more, it will print 4 6 times because we called the function 6 times. So that's all that we're doing, is we're just calling the function, and however many times we call it, it will print this as many times as we want. And the use for that is, let's say if we get rid of all this and if we were just to write print 2 plus 2, we were to run the game, obviously it will still print 4. Right here it will print 4. Obviously we'll do that, But let's say we wanted to print it like 6 times again. There we go. So 6 times, it will do the same thing. But now, let's just pretend like this was like a super long lines of code. Let's just pretend like it was super long to write. Just pretend these lines of code were super long. So now, if you wanted to condense everything, you would put it in a function like this. You put all the lines of code, just pretend all of this are as lines of code in here. If you want to write comments, I didn't mention this before, but what comments are is basically you want to press the little dash button on your keyboard twice, which should do this. It's that little dash button, and then you want to write you can write whatever you want. And this does not mess with the script. So if you wanted to write stuff like, if you had like a really long script, like if I was gonna say print 2 plus 2, I can put it in a comment. I can say this prints 4. Oops, 4. So that's basically me telling the script that this is printing 4. Well, I'm not telling the script anything. I'm telling myself that this prints 4. And what comments are, they don't affect the script at all. The script will not read this. It won't do anything. It will still just run this. It will not run this. And this is useful for like if you have a lot of lines of code and you don't know how something works, or if you if you wrote something and then you want to be able to know that you want to go back to it later, maybe you want to update the game and you don't remember what these lines of code does, you can write comments and says whatever this does. Like I can say this prints 4. So that's what it means basically. So comments, you can add comments. They don't do anything to the script, and those are basically just like notes in the script. You should think of it like that. But anyways, we can like say we can call math as many, like a function named math, as many times as we want. So with only having to write this one time, and we just have to write the name of the function, we have to call it however many times we want. So that's what functions are used for. I know they don't really seem that useful because like you might be thinking, why would we want to do that? But I promise you guys, all of this will make sense in the future. I promise you guys, you will be using this a lot. So we have to just go over the basics first before we can get to more advanced stuff, which we should be getting into soon. But one more thing about basic math is, obviously you can write whatever number you want to here. So I can write this plus this. That will work as well, and it will give me the result. Which if I run the game, it will print. Oops, wait. I didn't call the function. Make sure you remember to call the function, because if you don't call the function, your script will not work, or your function will not work. So you have to call the function. Alright, there it goes. So it prints the result of this when they added that. So that's how you do addition, and then you can also do subtraction here, 3 minus 3, and that will print 0 in the output. It should print 0, yep, prints 0. And you can print for multiplication, you'll use this little asterisk symbol. That's how you do multiplication. So 3 times 3, it should print 9, there we go. So it does multiplication as well. And for division, you would use the slash icon on your computer, the slash key on your computer, and that should type 1. It should print 1. So that's how you do basic math. I'm calling it basic math in this video. I mean, it's really called arithmetic for this, but I'm just calling it basic math so I can keep it as simple as possible. You can call it arithmetic or basic math, whichever one you want. I'm just saying basic math for this video to keep it less confusing. And that's how you use basic math and functions. So that's it for today's video. So it's a short one. I just wanted to go over a couple things like that. So hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you were able to understand what that means. I know we didn't go over that much stuff right now, but in the next couple of lessons we'll be going over more useful stuff that you'll probably be using more. You will be using functions a lot though, actually, but yeah, we're going to be going over more useful stuff in the future, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on any of these videos or whenever I post. and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.